Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Flash and Bisu from their series from the 2016 Sino-Korean StarCraft Carnival. That is a lot of words, but I think I nailed it. It's going to be on STL Matchpoint 1.3, and in case you haven't seen this map before, let's go ahead and take a high-level view of it. Bottom left-hand corner is the yellow Terran player Flash. Top right-hand corner is the brown Protoss player Bisu. Alright, so two legends of StarCraft here. Not the pioneers. I called them the pioneers once. Was corrected multiple times in the comments, so please let me know. Let me know when I'm doing stuff wrong, and I will correct it, okay? They're just two of the legends of the game for a very, very long time, but not the ones that were the first true incredible players of StarCraft or the Brood War. Alright, so where are we with this? I mean, it's just, did I recently cast a game on this map? I feel like I did. Was it called Matchpoint? I don't know. Map names are weird things, but yes, you do have your natural. It's very easy to wall off here if you happen to be a Protoss player, as in fact Bisu is. Terran, also the same story. Oh, what is this? We got a proxy. We got a proxy here from Bisu, but in other news, we have expansions that are very wide open. You have two things to wall off. They do have gas and minerals, though. In the top left and the bottom right, you have mineral expansions, and then you have your natural. It is a very, very low econ map, I want to say, is what I'd like to say about that here. Very, very low econ map. And here is Bisu. He's proxying. He's throwing up a gateway here, which is really all he can be doing. And guess who's scouting? Not Flash, that's for sure. I love how this probe is trying to harass and actually trying to slow down the construction of that barracks. Does force another SCV off the line, but if you bring him too far up this way, he's trying to win. He's trying to win this battle is what he's trying to do against this SCV as the incredible micro going back and forth. People say sometimes, how do you have 500 APM in the first minute of a game? Well, this is one way. If you're fighting worker to worker here and just trying to make sure you don't die. As shields are healing up on the probe. The SCV does not get healed up, though. That's why it can win these battles straight up. But it has to watch out. It has to watch out for the ability of the probe to come back around. Man, he is so close to kind of coming around here and seeing that. He's not going to see it, though, is he? Oh, hang on. Oh, he does end up scouting the gateway. Nicely done. Production tab does not actually say there's a zealot on the way. So what the what? What is this? Cybercore coming up back home. He just wants a shorter distance for his Dragoons to run, it would seem. Oh, this is very interesting indeed. So Marine holding the line a little bit, worried about early Dragoon pressure. Kind of really loving this out of Bisu. Another gateway would probably not be amiss. I'm not sure if you're killing it by the time Dragoons start popping here. There's actually some damage on that barracks. Dang, that probe did some work. Absolutely amazing. Meanwhile, probe still running around. SCV comes up and says, so there's a cybernetics core. It's not going to be a zealot attack probably. We're going to start just seeing Dragoons as Dragoons are in production. Oh, there is a zealot out, though. One zealot is out. Was he hacking on this barracks? Somebody was hacking on this barracks. And obviously nobody died, but regardless, it didn't really have a lot of bearing in the overall game here. So yeah, good positioning here on the Marines. The zealot really can't get anything done up here without getting shot directly in the face. Dragoon is needed for this for sure. Dragoon does manage to pop out, heading down this left side into this area. I almost kind of want to get rid of the mini-map because it's covering up what's going on here. So here's the Dragoon. The bunker is done, though, just in the nick of time. I'm going to try to take it down if you can, but not going to happen. And Flash does manage to shut that down quite nicely. However, Singularity charge is on the way. Additional Dragoons are on the way. It's a bit of an interesting take on the Dragoons with range set up siege against the Terran player that we've seen in the past, where you proxy it. You proxy the gateway. Maybe... I mean, this is a fairly easy position to scout, because if you send an SCV out, you're going to see this. I almost would have liked to see it up here, where it's not that much further away, but it's also less likely to be scouted by an SCV. I mean, heaven forbid I give Bisu advice on how to play PvT, but I just feel like maybe up here would not have been scouted. Flash would have come around and down and not really seen that anything was amiss at all, just regular old probe harass, and would have known anything. Right, until he came up here to get that scouting done up here in the main. Anyway, Citadel of Adun coming in. Whether that's for Zealot Legs, I don't know. Zealot Legs don't really help against a wall. A tank's already out, though. And this is where it gets a little bit scary for Bisu. He's got tanks chasing after him. He doesn't have really all that many Dragoons. There's a handful of Marines in the mix here as well. And is that just a retreat? I don't know. Bisu's kind of dancing around it, but he's not sure if he wants to engage here or not. And here he is. He's coming around with additional Dragoon joining the party and actually going to pick off some of these Marines. At the very least, I'm not sure if that was a great idea to move out. A lot of these Marines are very low on HP. Oh, they do make it back into the bunker, though, but Singularity Charge is done. They try to get that tank. They do get the tank. They get the tank, but another one has already arrived. Not even working on siege mode. Flash feels like, I don't need siege. Let's just go ahead and make some vultures. Get spider mines out. That should help us a little bit better than siege would. And I guess I can see how that makes sense. Whew. Meanwhile, guess who's expanding? Bisu is. Bisu is expanding. Bisu. Oh, Citadel of Adun is going to be used for Dark Templar. There's a Templar Archives here. Oh my goodness. Early DTs. How much detection do you have, Flash? 0 detection. He doesn't have any missile turrets. He doesn't have... Oh my gosh. He doesn't have a ComSat station either at this stage. Dark Templar... Oh, wait. Was he in here? I hope he wasn't in there because he's not coming out if he was in there. How about here, maybe? Maybe there was one... Yes, okay. So he's building them at home, which means he does have to walk them across the map, which does give Flash some time to get up some detection. He's not using that time for that. I'm not sure he is aware that he needs to, but we have vultures cruising across the map. Don't hit it. Don't hit the vulture. You need to stay invisible as you can. You can see a telltale shimmer, right? If you're looking for it, if Flash is looking for Dark Templar on the map, he's going to see these guys. Don't help. Don't help. Just single-minded attack on in here. Start killing SCVs. Is the army coming back because they know? I don't think so. I still see no sign of detection coming out at all for Flash. Oh, spider mine hit. Is that a spider mine hit? Looked like it was. All right, so delaying construction on the natural is pretty fantastic. Is he just going after the natural base? He's like, you know what? I can't really get through here. There's probably a wall coming up. Ah, yes, the spider mines are detectors. They can see this guy, and they do wipe him out. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful as a Dark Templar if that's your situation. Where'd the other DT go? Here he is. He's coming. He's way behind his buddy, though. I guess he did have to be made at the gateway first before that happened. But delaying construction here, whereas Bisu is happily sitting on 2 bases with gas right now. I just feel like Bisu is in such a great position in this game. Observatory coming on out. Bisu says, I don't want to be caught by, I don't know, cloaked wraiths or something dumb, so we're just going to go ahead and make sure we have detection regardless. All right, so dropship present. Going to try to drop inside the main base. What even army is there for Bisu? He has probed up extremely hard. It's even in supply, but that just means the army's a lot bigger for your Terran person, who happens to be Flash in this situation. But I like the spider mine hanging out, hoping to catch a Dark Templar as it wanders by. Oh, shuttle. Hey, what's up? So vultures cruising on in here, and they are ready to rock against your probes. Setting up spider mines here, too, to deal with the Dragoons, which are surely going to try to kill them. Zoning out the Dragoons, and then kind of trying to go after the probes a little bit here. Actually getting some shots off on the Dragoon here, too. 4-1 is not a bad situation, actually. Versus Dragoons. Again, if you overwhelm your opponent by a huge number, even if they directly counter you in most situations, they will not. Spider mine does get picked off before it can fire here, pulling all of the probes from the main base. This harass is really great out of Flash right now. Setting up, ready to dodge on down. Keeping these alive is pretty fantastic. They're out of spider mines, though, which makes them a little bit less effective. One does get picked off, and moving into the natural base. A very target-rich environment here. DT manages to get a hack off. One Vulture Rider. He's not really going to do too much here. Might get a couple more probe kills. Does have 8 kills, though. 9 before he goes down. That is an effective Vulture, my good friends. Meanwhile, Shuttle with Dark Templar are going to wander on in. Can't wall off against this, and it is Wraith. It is a Wraith that's out. I don't think he has Cloak. There's the ComSat, though. Run! Ah, it doesn't get out of range of the ComSat before he goes down. That was a really good play by Flash. Good reaction time there. Meanwhile, Dark Templar inside the natural base, getting some stuff done. Has 0 kills, and will end with 0 kills, too. So good effort. Good effort there by Bisu with the multi-pronged harass, but couldn't really make it happen. I do like that he's teching up very nicely. He's going for a Stargate. He's got the observatory. He's working on a whole ton of Dragoons here. The question is, how many tanks is Flash going to get to and how soon? He is going Marine tank for quite a while here. I mean, he's not continually making Marines, so I guess the ones that he has are the ones he's going to roll with from now on. Might as well use them for something, even if they're not super effective. And from now on, it's just going to be Vultures and tanks and getting upgrades for the like at the armory. Now, Flash is moving out across the map. Bisu moving to meet him with his Dragoons. Again, no upgrades on the Dragoons at all. No upgrades on the mech either. Wraith. I don't know if the Wraith had Cloak or not, but it died really fast. And there's an Observer here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Dragoons are kiting back. They don't want to fight directly with the tanks. The tank in single mode actually do pretty well. Single target mode actually do fairly well. But this Dragoon control by Bisu is amazing. Reinforcements flanking on in. It's one of those use map settings maps. Setting up messages here. 10 minutes have passed. It's going to get more exciting from here on. Very, very true. We love the Brood War games that go long, and that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at quite a few battles to come for sure. 79 to 71 supply. Bisu has a lead. Bisu kind of might be maybe trying to set up and take a third here, but there is unfortunately a spider mine ready to rock, and these... Oh, he got one, but also going to die to these vultures swinging on in here. Hold the door. Oh, they did not hold the door. That was not a hold the door situation. The vultures got right on through. That was a gap. Bisu. Bisu, no. Vultures are inside the house. They're laying down spider mines. Oh, Dragoons pop out at just the right moment, though. Just the right moment. Forced to come back into the natural base. Try to clear out some probes here, too. The micro on display is absolutely fantastic. Flash looking good here. He's taking out probes. He's whittling down the economy. Bisu had that lead. I'm not sure how much of a lead there is anymore based on what we're seeing here on the number of SCBs that Flash is running with right now. Third base is being set up. Bisu did manage to clear out the spider mines with, I don't know, Dragoons probably. But yeah, workers do not trigger spider mines. That's really a balanced situation, because if you could drop spider mines into mineral lines and just wipe out entire mineral lines, it would be horrifically hard to deal with. Not that StarCraft 2 has any problem doing that, as Widow Mines exist, and you can use those to kill workers as much as you want with their splash damage. So I'm not sure what the difference is entirely. But Vulture heading on down to the south. We've got a bit of a drop up this way. With more Vultures here, man. Vulture drops, Vulture harass. Bisu has had Vultures inside his base so many times. They should really start paying rent. That's the sound of probes dying. Look at this, throwing down spider mines in there just because the Dragoons that come up to deal with them have to go through that little narrow area. And it sucks. It sucks for them to do that. These guys are still making themselves at home. As long as they have spider mines, they're going to be really super effective. I think they're out, though. As, yeah, no spider mines remaining, I don't think. And just trying to kill whatever they can while protected by the spider mines to some extent. It does slow them down a little bit. I think they're all going to die. Meanwhile, some more Vultures on the outside here. Bit of a big push from Flash moving out across the map. And yes, the Vultures, man, killing some more probes here, though. Bisu, it's not safe to come back to work, man. There are still Vultures here, and they're all gone now, but by golly, the difference of 5 seconds will make a huge difference in whether or not you survive this game. Tanks, 0-0. Everybody has no upgrades whatsoever. Yes, Dragoons don't have any upgrades either. So this is a great place to set up tanks, man. I don't know what that... some Zealots trying to drop out of that shuttle and get some stuff done, but there are too many tanks here that's not going to happen at all. And suddenly this is a really scary siege push here. Bisu needs to push it back. There are spider mines everywhere. You can't just jump on top of the tanks. The third base is getting directly shelled by siege tanks. Arbiters are out, which is fantastic. But detections are available. We do, in fact, have comsats from both of the bases. Yes, from both of the bases, recognizing the importance of having detection when your opponent has arbiters. Nice job picking up a dropship there. And it's only a couple of the tanks that can hit this, but it's enough to take it down. So no third base for you. Try to go for it. Did not work out. Vultures laying down spider mines everywhere that they want to. Dragoons continuing to crush on in here. And taking a third base up north. Anyway, I mean, that's actually a better place to expand. Did I miss this one when I was doing the overview of the map? I think I did. Okay, so other than your natural, there is a third base you can take that has gas and minerals, and then the corners also have gas and mineral bases. So not as little gas as I expected, based on what I was looking at earlier, because, you know, Falcon's blind. That's the way this works. Anyway, Dragoons running around. The upgrades yet. Yeah, they got +1 attack, which is great. And the vehicles also have +1 attack for Flash on the other side. So just keeping a pace here in the upgrades. Trying to clear out these spider minefields. Trying to take out as many Vultures as they can. Just slowing down Flash as much as possible. Flash is up 148 to 123. And we see the Goliaths. The Goliaths have started to join the party, both to pick off Archons, and both, if your opponent starts tech switching into carriers, you want to have the Goliaths ready to rock. So yeah, Goliath's pretty good. You don't want to go mass Goliath or anything if your opponent has Dragoons, but Enough is enough. Oh, these Dragoons just get flanked and caught out of position and destroyed, and Flash, once again, just looking incredible. Here's a recall attempt. That's actually pretty good. That's a lot of Dragoons on in here. It's 15 minutes attack, says our automated system machine. Tank comes out, dies. Zealots on top of these SCVs. This is actually pretty damaging to Flash's economy. He's trying to bring his army back home, but it's not really working out for him. A lot of vultures are getting massacred as they're trying to handle this army, going after, interestingly enough, the starport as a target. I'm not sure what for. Maybe to keep science missile counts low. But look at these zealots inside the mineral line. A lot of SCVs dying. Actually coming up to try to help out their friends. Maybe they can win this battle, but no, I think they should have stayed to help after the SCVs. But regardless, Flash does manage to hold it off. That was a lot of dead stuff there, but a pretty decent recall out of Bisu. Tack it on out with the rest of his units. Going to catch a couple tanks left out in the middle of Nowheresville. Mander transfer up to the third with a bunch of SCVs, or rather probes here, 6 of them to be exact. And yeah, still on 2 bases. The fact that Flash doesn't have a third, I feel like is a problem for him, but he's up 126 to 98 supply. He did lose a ton of SCVs during that attack. His saturation on his main is not as healthy as it was, and this feels like it's oversaturated on his natural. He's going to take the mineral expansion, which I think is very odd. Everything here costs gas, and so it's not like you're making a ton of Marines as a mineral dump or anything. We'll see. We'll see what Flash can do. Heaven, again, heaven be it from me to criticize him. Another drop is coming in with the Archon. It's a recall, not a drop. And I don't know if, right, just get out. Don't go for it if it's defended. Just keep Flash inside his base. Nice EMP, though, on that Arbiter, dropping all of its energy off. And yeah, the map is fairly free of spider mines. It's not as crazy as it has been. I'm liking it. Ow. All right, well, 2 Dragoons went down to one of those, so fairly free of spider mines. It's not 100% free of spider mines, as we are becoming aware. All right, third base just about done. Third base has been running for a while here for Bisu. And once again, picking off as many vultures as you can is a decent thing to do, but once the tanks start showing up and the tank count keeps increasing, High Templar in production, more Arbiters in production, 126 to 152 Flash, despite all the setbacks, is still at 150 supply here at 17 minutes. Bisu kind of looks like he has map control, though. I mean, he's at a position where if Flash wants to move out, he has to unsiege his tanks, and these guys can jump on him, which isn't, you don't want Protoss units to jump on you. They're heavy. +2 attack already done for the gateway units, and +2 attack done for the mech too. So once again, just everybody upgrading to the level that they need to be upgrading. Now, Bisu pulling back in the face of this onslaught. It is a really big army. Now going forward a little bit, thinking about it, but the siege do go into siege mode. The tanks do go into siege mode. Oh, some Archons coming in. So not going to be Storm at all, but rather some Archons trying to deal with this. But my gosh, this is such a huge, scary mech army. Maybe you can recall on top of them. Getting Zealots on top of the tanks would be incredibly useful. Flash is trying to split his tanks a little bit, trying to come up this ramp. Is Bisu going for the counterattack? Is he going to base race this thing? He is picking off a couple tanks that are trying to join these as reinforcements. He knows he can't handle this army. Now he's going to come around from the backside, I guess, but the tanks are already here. They're already sieged. There was a moment where you could have absolutely jumped on top of those tanks when they weren't sieged and maybe gotten some stuff done, but yeah, Bisu knows. Bisu knows he can't do anything about this army. He loses his natural base, his third base, or his force base rather, is coming under attack here too. Flash is going to lose his entire source of income at the third, but he still has minerals at his natural and still has minerals at his main, although those are rapidly depleting at this stage. The good news is Bisu has this base, all right? So Bisu has a source of income right now they can use to continue to make Dragoons and stuff. How much defense is here is the question. A whole bunch of tanks, yes. All right, so fine. Basically, you're one-basing it to one-basing it right now. 173 to 143 supply. Bisu is supply blocked, and plus, he really doesn't have an answer to this army showing up into his main and wiping out all of his stuff, including his production buildings. Or are they going to come up this way? Yeah, some of the tanks are coming up this way to try to take down the third, and others. Actually, is he leaving the main alone? He knows the main's not really a threat, as long as there's no income. A stasis ward, or stasis field's going down there, catching, I think, a tank and a science vessel, which, could have been better, but also not an entire whiff either. Look at this Arbiter. The Arbiter's like, pew, pew, pew. And here we go, moving in. Trying to take down as many tanks as we can while some of them are in stasis. The Archon getting extra damage on the Zealots on top of the tanks here as well, bringing in science vessels to distract, maybe throw some EMPs down, I suppose, but that not looking good here for the Dragoons. Too many units remaining, too many tanks have joined the party. 7 kills on that one. Vultures here as well, 140 to 73. It was worth an attempt there from Bisu, but he is done. That's it. Bisu's left the game. Does not call the GG, and Flash is your winner here in 20 minutes and 30 seconds. What a beautiful back and forth TVP that was, featuring our beloved players Flash and Bisu. In the end, Bisu got some good harassment done. He did wipe out some SCVs with Archon drops inside the main base. Never really was able to reproduce that. Delayed the natural for a while. Shut down the third. Did end up losing his third base, but his natural was alive for a lot of the game. He did establish the third too, but just never got up the units that he needed. He didn't have just the ability to create just so many Dragoons. He didn't Zerg it, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. It is harder to Zerg versus Flash, but we've seen it done. We've seen players, especially in recent years, be able to Protoss, especially throw up additional bases, like open up 4 base, a ton of gateways, and just start pumping Dragoons, making trades, keeping that tank count low. And then when you do this final stand, this final push, there aren't so many tanks that even if you stasis 6 or 7 of them, there are 4 or 5 or 6 remaining, and you can actually win those battles a little bit more effectively. So GG Bisu, GG Flash, that is a win for the Terran player today. And yeah, just what else can you say about Flash? Like, he weathered the storm, he weathered the delays, he weathered the harass, he got up to his composition that he wanted, he saw carriers weren't coming, he got +3 on his mech, on the Vultures and the Goliaths and the tanks, and called it good, man. Split up when he needed to, was a huge mass of scary tanks when he needed to, continually pumping units, making 3 Vultures, 2 tanks, and a science vessel, even now at the end of the game. Just never stopped macroing and got that win. All right, check out the final score, something we like to do here on the Falcon Paladin channel. And overall, 115,000 points for Flash and only 100,000 for the Bisu. It was a bit of a shellacking. 330 units produced for the Terran, only 200 Protoss units produced. Killed, actually not too bad here for Bisu. He did take the lead, but this discrepancy means this number doesn't matter as much. Structures raised in the end. 14 buildings killed by Flash. A lot of that was towards the end. Bisu did end up getting 2. And then resources. Bisu did mine a little bit less gas than Flash. Did mine a little bit more minerals, and it did spend about 2,000 more resources overall than Flash did. But you got to out-macro him more than that, man. That is what we saw. You got to play like a Zerg if you're a Protoss trying to take down Flash. That's how that works. All right. Well, fantastic. That is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.